From restaurants that closed their doors because the owners couldn't find common ground,
I'm the one that's struggling.
Go get another job.
Why do I gotta get another job? I put my life savings in here.
to restaurants that kept going despite the owner's preference for partying over managing the business.
I think he's getting distracted. He wants to hang out and party, you know? Then Zappi started helping him with the stuff. She'd be partying with him.
Here's where every Season 8 Kitchen Nightmares restaurant is now, opening with Bel-Aire Diner, which was a go-to spot sitting on 21st Street in Astoria, Queens, New York. It was a family-run diner operated by two brothers, Peter and Cal, with their parents, Archie and Patty, active on the sidelines. Cal managed the kitchen, while Peter handled the front of the house, though he wasn't exactly keeping things together. And they were responsible for keeping everything their parents had spent decades building alive. Over time, things had been building up inside the restaurant. The kitchen had fallen into serious neglect, and the relationship between the brothers had grown strained under the weight of running such a large operation.
There's food behind because they're not grabbing the right
when they
thing.
come out. You got the tickets? You know what belongs to who?
Even before Gordon set foot, the diner had been shut down back in 2022 for pest violations. And when Gordon Ramsay arrived in episode 1, the first thing he saw was the overwhelming number of dishes on the menu.
170, 190, 210. I've lost count. I lost count at 270 and I'm only halfway through. I'm not starting that again.
He ordered a few dishes regardless, and when they arrived, they revealed just what a massive menu like that could offer.
I don't feel good.
2 seconds. It's not even cooked.
After that major letdown, Gordon had a conversation with Cal, who acknowledged his part in the failure, and also pointed out the real source of the restaurant's problems.
My brother's supposed to be doing half of the work, but he's not here.
He's not here.
No.
Where is he?
He's at his fiance's place, another restaurant.
So he's paid by here, but he's working his girlfriend's restaurant.
Peter was also being paid a huge sum to work at the restaurant, despite being present elsewhere.
It's an allowance from my parents that I have to
An allowance?
sustain.
Would you mind just whispering me how much that allowance is? $12 50 grand a year allowance.
Gordon eventually spoke to Peter, who gave him the reason why he wasn't fully invested in the business.
Why aren't you in this business working hand in glove with your brother?
I don't feel like I'm respected as a brother.
Are you unappreciated here?
I feel I am, yes.
But the tension between the brothers was merely one of the numerous issues the restaurant faced. In the middle of service, Gordon entered the walk-in freezer and came across something that no guest in the restaurant should ever have to witness.
Pastrami with marinated chicken. Oh my God. Holy. Even the chicken is frothing at the mouth. And it's dead.
The sight was so appalling that it even made the invincible Gordon Ramsay sick. Gordon was so upset that he shut everything down.
The manager, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell the guests I'm taking care of their bill tonight. Get rid of them now. There is no more food going out of here. Nothing.
But he didn't stop there. He moved through the rest of the kitchen and found more red flags.
It's
Oh God.
no.
Following that revolting discovery, Gordon gathered the two brothers along with their parents and made something very clear to them.
You need to listen to each other, and you need to set your differences aside. That's first. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Have I got that commitment?
With the brothers on the same page, Gordon proceeded to do what he knows best. He started by teaching the brothers how to make a proper meal. Then he went ahead to redecorate the diner, giving it a peaceful ambiance. He also restructured the menu and reduced the number of dishes to a great extent. The relaunch had a favorable result, and the episode ended with the brothers in a better place than they used to be. After the episode aired, the restaurant began receiving some complaints from customers about the shortened menu, which led them to bring back their old menu of almost 500 dishes, even though the new menu attracted a new set of customers to the restaurant. However, the restaurant has publicly acknowledged Gordon's assistance, even sharing a post on Instagram that read, "If you see this man, tell him thanks for helping with the new calamari recipe. It's a beautiful thing." The restaurant is now under the sole management of the two brothers as their parents have retired, showing that they've earned their parents' complete trust to carry on the family legacy. As of 2026, the Bel-Aire Diner is still open at its original location in Astoria, Queens. It holds a 4.2 star rating on Google across a variety of reviews, and continues to feed the same neighborhood it has been serving for decades today. The previous restaurant revealed how years of neglect can catch up with even the most established restaurant, and the next restaurant on this list was facing the same kind of reckoning, except this one had only been open for 6 months. Bask 46 is a gastropub on Route 46 in Woodland Park, New Jersey, opened by a man named Stephen Baskinger and his wife Sandy. Steve was no longer a stranger to the industry, as he already owned other businesses, and Bask 46 was his newest venture.
For the past 20 years, Steve managed the other bars that we have.
And we made money, it was a great thing, and we saved up.
And now 20 years later, here we are opening up Bask 46.
But all that experience didn't make this one go smoothly. 6 months into opening, the restaurant was already carrying a heavy debt that would take quite a while to pay off.
I've maxed out my credit cards. My investments are blown away. I put over $1 million into this place. I don't want to go bankrupt. I don't want to do
A
that.
significant portion of that debt was tied to the executive chef, the man who went by the name Bobby, also known as the culinary gangster.
I'm Bobby. Not only am I the chef, but I'm the culinary gangster. How you doing? I need a nacho. You got a nacho? Let's go. I'm not formally trained, but I am from the School of Hard Knocks.
And just how he contributed to that debt would become clearer as time goes on. When Ramsay showed up in episode 2 and ordered from the menu, what came out of the kitchen did not match the price tag attached to it.
That's terrible. This country prides itself on a great mac and cheese. If you get a load of mac and cheese, then make it exceptional. Onions are raw, the flavor's terrible. They're all completely different sizes, so that one's going to cook way before that one, but it feels like it's just all dumped in there.
And when the culinary gangster received the feedback, he took offense.
I don't produce the chickens. Really gonna talk about the size of a wing?
I'm just the messenger.
He insulted me. I'm doing this 30 years. You know, don't hide behind the dining room.
Once the sampling was done, Gordon had a conversation with Steve and Sandy and discovered that the chef who made those horrible dishes was being paid quite a lot.
Yeah, what are you paying me here?
100,000.
Holy.
He also found out that Bobby was being trusted more than he should be.
What does Bobby hold? How much power does he have in that kitchen? Who purchases? Who
He does all the purchasing.
He does all that.
Yeah.
Steve, you're pouring money in, but no one's tracking where that money's going. It sounds like you're putting a lot of trust in the wrong guy.
After that conversation, it was time Gordon spoke face-to-face with Bobby.
You're the executive chef, right?
I am.
So, why around with me with the tacos?
You ordered them.
You cut one up and send it back out to me like a smart ass having a joke. And you just throw so much on there because you're charging a fortune for them.
Once Bobby was put in his place, it was time for dinner service, and the kitchen was in total mayhem.
Bobby, can we get a fresh world tour?
Why?
There was some unidentified object in it.
Tell her identify my nuts.
Dude, bleeding, still mooing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right.
Gordon quickly pulled Steven aside and had a conversation with him, but Gordon didn't need to do much talking because Steven already knew everything.
Let me ask you this. If you walked into somebody else's restaurant that's functioning like this, what's the first thing you'd tell them?
Get rid of your chef. Get rid of him. He's the one draining you.
But Steven gave Bobby another chance because at least he was willing to change.
I apologize. And I'm willing to do what it takes to rebound from that.
With the chef's situation resolved, Gordon renovated their front porch, making it more desirable, and overhauled the menu, introducing dishes that customers would actually want to eat.
This is tonight's menu we're going to relaunch with.
The relaunch went smoothly, and before Ramsay left, he put an ultimatum in place.
You need to give him a 30-day window in order to prove himself. Okay. He should be paid 100 grand a year, and more importantly, he holds the title of your head chef in this business.
Immediately after the cameras left, Bobby stopped coming to the restaurant and has allegedly retired from the industry. Meanwhile, Bask 46 is still open and still serving customers at Woodland Park, New Jersey to this day. It holds a 4.3 star rating on Yelp and runs a full weekly calendar of events, including karaoke nights, trivia nights, and live sports screenings. Bask 46 demonstrated that with the right leadership, even a debt-ridden restaurant can turn things around. The next restaurant, by contrast, suffered from the owner's absence. In the Drink is a bar and restaurant located inside the Preakness Valley Golf Course in Wayne, New Jersey. It has been owned by a husband and wife duo, George and Solange, since 2017. The course is one of the busiest golf courses in the state, and the restaurant sits right on the property. It was supposed to give it a built-in audience of golfers, families, and locals every single day, but that was far from the case. And the issues began because the owner, George, chose to be absent instead of running the restaurant.
He doesn't know what's going on in his restaurant because he's not here most of the time and depends on either myself or other staff that keep things running while he's not here.
The absence had allowed the restaurant to drift away from what it was meant to be. And when Gordon entered the restaurant in episode 3, he took in the setting before anything else.
Is this the entrance here?
Yes, that's the entrance.
Did I come through the back door?
No, this is the entrance.
There's no sign at the front door either in the drink. I'm in a hole.
Right.
He then proceeded to order from the menu, and the food told the story of a kitchen that had lost its way.
Most famous salads in the world, Caesar salad. It's acidic, it's store-bought, and it tastes terrible.
After that unpalatable meal, Gordon bluntly told George where all the issues at his restaurant were, but George seemed to be in his own world.
This dreary funeral home.
Oh my gosh, what do you mean funeral home? I mean, I know we need some decorations, we need paint, we need new things.
Some decorations. The restaurant needs to be finished. Food was terrible.
How can you say that? I mean, we do have a good food.
Where is the good food? And I'll order it.
Gordon eventually found out that the restaurant was drowning in debt to afford anything.
If I had to calculate all of the risk, all of the jeopardy and all the finance, it looks like we're in for just over $250,000.
Oh my God.
During dinner service, things took a turn for the worse.
How are we doing?
There's too much dressing. I just can't eat it.
It looks like it's swimming with dressing.
It's swimming, yeah. I hope I don't hurt his feelings.
Oh, those ribs look pretty dry.
And everything was just in bad shape, which led Gordon to take drastic action.
Stop the orders, shut it down. No food, no more drinks.
Then he gave George a piece of his mind.
You're miles away from where you should be. There's no general manager.
Yeah?
You're not present. And when you are, you're hiding in the office. Can you not see the mess you're in?
I'm here to fix things. No, you're not.
Gordon knew they desperately needed his help, but George had to be part of it.
Am I in or am I out?
Yeah, give me a shot. Give me the shot.
With George finally on board, Gordon restyled the restaurant's drink card. He also updated the restaurant's decor, making it more radiant and inviting. And he simplified the menu, giving the kitchen a more achievable target for each service. The relaunch was a great success, and the episode ended with the restaurant back on track. Since the episode aired, the restaurant has remained busy, and the new drink cart is now out every day, helping George settle his debt. The restaurant has also kept its live entertainment schedule running through the season, hosting bands and performances multiple times a week. However, some loyal customers posted on the restaurant's Facebook page to say that they missed certain items from the old menu. Even with that, the restaurant has been able to hold its own, as In the Drink is still open and still operating at the Preakness Valley Golf Course in Wayne, New Jersey. After struggling to find its direction, the restaurant has earned a 3.2-star rating on Yelp, which is a decent place to land. While In the Drink highlighted the dangers of neglecting a restaurant, the next restaurant takes that idea to a place that even Gordon Ramsay couldn't fully fix. The Mimmo was a family-run brick-oven Italian restaurant on Veterans Plaza in Dumont, New Jersey. It was opened on December 2022 by Melissa Gigante, a retired police lieutenant, and her husband, Vito Gigante Sr., who was a working Hoboken police detective, and to round out the rest of their family, their 3 sons. The restaurant was named in tribute to Vito's uncle, who was a chef, and it was meant to be a place where the family could build something together. Melissa's oldest son, Antonio, had left a career in construction to become the restaurant's pizza chef, and he worked really hard to keep the restaurant together.
He also is the manager of the 2 kitchens, and if it wasn't for him, it probably wouldn't stay afloat.
I got you.
His younger brothers, Vito and Vincent, had such a huge social media presence that they saw no reason why they should work at the restaurant.
Being here, I do social media. We're in there like swimwear. The rest of my day, you just watch movies, relax. And that's why I have no time to come here. You know what I mean?
By the time Gordon Ramsay arrived in episode 4, the restaurant was just 6 months old and had accumulated a significant amount of debt.
We're close to $500,000 in the hole.
When Gordon sat down to eat, what came before him had no business being plated, let alone being served to paying customers.
Now this thing, The mozzarella tastes terrible. It's almost like it's synthetic. Calamari tastes like elastic bands, cherry tomatoes, not even cooked. There's just no flavor.
After the tasting, Gordon wanted to know how Vito and Vincent contributed to the restaurant, at least with their social presence.
Social media. One of them's got millions of followers. What does he do to support the restaurant socially?
Every once in a while, he'll post
Once a week?
No.
That response made him turn his attention to the brothers. In the course of the service, Gordon found Vito and Vincent sitting at the bar and placing their own order while the kitchen was struggling to operate.
We need espresso and then a pizza. Pizza.
What time was that?
Espresso for them.
Put that down, that's way more important.
Here we go.
Gordon pointed out that they weren't using their social media presence for the right course, and their response just showed how much they didn't care.
I got 2.6 million.
2.6 million?
Yep.
Do you know how many followers the restaurant's got? 800 followers on social media, this restaurant.
Yeah.
And you got 3.5 million between you.
It's just hard to promote. It's hard to promote.
So Gordon made it clear that if they weren't willing to help, he didn't want to see them at the restaurant.
I'm gonna help when you two snowflakes are taking the melting like on this bar. And whilst I'm here to help, I need everyone pull up rope. And if you don't pull on the rope, get out of there.
With the family confronted, Gordon connected the restaurant with a professional chef who could teach Antonio the right way to work a brick oven with fresh ingredients. He also had the restaurant fully reconstructed into an Italian theme and revised the menu to focus on mouth-watering Italian dishes. After the episode aired, the Gigante family said that they'd seen an uptick in business and were continuing to follow Gordon's advice. Then, on September 17th, 2024, the family shared a post announcing that the Mimmo would be closing on September 30th, 2024. They expressed their gratitude for Gordon's support and highlighted how the show created new opportunities for their talented pizza chef, Antonio. The Mimmo held its final dinner service on September 29th, 2024, and closed the following day. But the Mimmo wasn't the only restaurant that proved how even the best intentions can lead to a dead end. This next one was also fighting a deadline, though this one still had time on the clock. The Juicy Box is a Haitian-inspired restaurant and bar on Nostrand Avenue in the Flatbush neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. It was founded by a man named Jacques who built the business around the food and culture he brought from Haiti, combining a juice bar with a full restaurant menu and a bar that drew in the local community. When Jacques handed the day-to-day management over to his daughter Zappy and his son Q, the business became a shadow of what it used to be. Q's inability to properly manage the restaurant made the kitchen fall into chaos.
We have a feather on the wings. Maybe if you buy the proper wings, maybe we want to have feathers. When Q tells someone to do a task, I don't think anybody takes them seriously.
And they had invested tremendously in the restaurant.
We have put in at least $1 million of our money into keeping Juicy Box afloat.
We need to get it together right now.
As soon as Ramsey arrived in episode 5, he placed his order. And it didn't take long before his order was misplaced.
Gordon's tacos.
I made a mistake. I gave somebody the wrong food. I did the wrong thing. The jerk chicken tacos I took, I don't know what table it's for.
This is Gordon's food.
When his food finally got him, none of it gave that Haitian feel.
These just taste like it's a sort of store-bought wing. Nothing exciting here. Bloody hell. Think of the taco, it should be vibrant, fresh. It's certainly lacking that Haitian flair.
After the meal, Gordon spoke to Jacques, who stated how Q lost his drive.
Now he's a little bit settled back.
My man need a mango.
He's not going to the gym as he used to. But now we open at 2. We used to open at 7 a.m. That messes up everything.
Also, if things didn't turn around sooner, the restaurant was at risk of facing closure because it was draining his other businesses.
We can't go another 60 days like this. You know?
It sounds like the clock's ticking. He's got 60 days.
Yeah.
He needs to deliver in 60 days.
Yeah, it's over.
But there were even more complications ahead. Gordon inspected the Juicy Box's fridge and realized it had quite a number of rotten products.
Any idea how long produce needs to be in that fridge before it turns like...
Yeah, I due to the fridge, I should have been fixed a long time ago.
All these led to Gordon to address the leadership issues directly.
You can't party in here and expect to run a successful business. It doesn't work.
Having resolved that, Gordon rejuvenated the restaurant's design, making it more colorful, and refocused the menu around the Haitian roots that made the restaurant unique. The relaunch had a positive outcome, and it gave the team a fresh platform to build from.
So what Roel has agreed to do is mentor you.
Ooh, like that.
To help you drive this business forward.
After the cameras stopped rolling, improvements have been evident. Post-episode Yelp reviews averaged 3.6 stars, an upgrade from the ratings from before Gordon's visit. And although a few guests have complained about the saltiness of the meals and the lack of consistent service, the Juicy Box is still currently open and serving customers in Brooklyn, New York, which reveals that the restaurant has found the rhythm it had been looking for. The Juicy Box made it because the family was willing to fight for what they had built. And the next restaurant is a story about a couple who fought just as hard, and then had to make one of the hardest decisions of their lives. Love Bites Cafe was a small cafe on Partition Street in Saugerties, New York in the Hudson Valley. It was run by childhood sweethearts Tess and Christopher, who had been operating the cafe for 6 years and had built something genuinely special in their community. Tess handled the front of the house, while Christopher, due to the difficulties in finding a chef, handled the kitchen. The strain of running a restaurant together had made room for a toxic dynamic in the relationship. Christopher dominated Tess, treating her as if she were an enemy and not his partner.
My staff is appalled by how he speaks to me.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know how many times people have to come up to me and ask me why I stay with him when they hear him scream at me.
They were also carrying a very large financial burden, which just contributed to their ordeal.
We are approximately $200,000 in debt or more. We have all of our debt collectors constantly on our back.
When Gordon got to the restaurant at episode 6 and was waiting for his meal, he had a little chat with Tess, where she explained how everything had taken a toll on her, especially her health.
In the process of having the restaurants, I've had like 25 surgeries.
But you're barely 30.
Yeah, and they had to remove my entire colon and half of my small intestine.
When the food eventually came, it was the kind of meal that could only come from a kitchen that lacked art.
That is really bad. Also, there's just not even the seasoning. Those eggs are terrible.
Meanwhile, Christopher was treating Tess in a way that he shouldn't in front of customers.
Dishes have been sitting up here. What do you think's gonna happen? This dish has been up here for 5 minutes sitting.
All right, I'm going now.
I can make the best food ever, and with the time we bring it out to him, it's gonna be terrible.
Do you want me to take this to Gordon, or?
What's the matter with you? This is the table.
Okay.
After Gordon was done with the dishes, he just had to speak to Tess about what he had just witnessed.
Who's he shouting at?
Mostly me. And when we get home, he doesn't use the word sorry, or he doesn't know how to apologize, so instead he just pretends it doesn't happen.
With that said, Gordon had a conversation with Christopher and told him exactly what he needed to hear.
Your moods, your behavior, your arrogance, your chippiness, your insecurities, it's all held in this clutch with these females that are absolutely stuck to you. The first thing that has to change here is you, young man. You need to man up and start showing some respect.
Before making any changes, Gordon had to make sure that both Tess and Christopher took the break that they both deserved.
Is that you too need a break. A break from the restaurant and a break from each other.
With the owners finally getting the rest they needed, Gordon upgraded the restaurant's decor, giving it that touch of love and romance, and revised the menu, adjusting the food offering and the portion sizes. But the episode didn't show something that had already happened. According to a local news report, Tess and Christopher had applied to Kitchen Nightmares and then sold the restaurant while waiting to hear back from Fox. By the time the producers reached out and filming was arranged, a deal had already been signed with a father and son team who owned a restaurant across the street. The new buyers agreed to wait until after the Kitchen Nightmares filming was complete before taking over. Tess announced the closure on Facebook in July 2023, and the post stated, "This has been a hard post to think about, type, or even post. Let's start off like we always do by saying you guys are the best and we love you. Our customers are friends, and some have become like family. We wouldn't trade these last 6 years of serving you for anything. But the time has come and we're on to our next adventure. But know that we're leaving you in very good hands." Love Bites Cafe closed in July 2023, 1 month after Gordon's visit and 4 months before the episode aired on television. Even though the restaurant was too far gone, the couple's bond endured, as they're believed to still be together to this day. The restaurant at that address is now called the Town Cafe, under entirely new ownership, with no connection to what appeared on Kitchen Nightmares. After the story of Love Bites Cafe, it became clear that some closures have nothing to do with Gordon and everything to do with life. And the next restaurant is a story about two people whose experience was shaped by the COVID-19 shutdown. El Cantito Cafe was a Puerto Rican restaurant on Central Park Avenue in Yonkers, New York. It was opened by a brother and sister named Julio and Debbie, who launched the restaurant just 5 days before the COVID-19 shutdown in March 2020.
I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Such an amazing feeling to have people eating and enjoying our food, and then all of a sudden.
When the restaurant finally reopened, they began suffering financially and could hardly afford everything they needed.
I can't staff.
The dishwasher is not working too well.
I don't have a dishwasher. I cook, I clean, I wash dishes.
As Gordon Ramsay made his appearance in episode 7, he was eager to try the food, but that quickly turned to disappointment once the dishes were served.
With a weird off color. Not an ounce of seasoning, just overcooked and dry. It's like we've forgotten what Puerto Rico stands for. It's dull.
Then a customer threw up after being served raw food.
That's not right.
This led Gordon to shut down the restaurant. He then spoke to Julio and Debbie, and that was when he realized how much they were really struggling to keep the business going.
I was under a lot of pressure. I do everything. I do the groceries, I come back, I prep, I cook it, I plate it, I serve it. I ask the guests how they're doing. I go back there.
I come in here, I sweep, mop, and have a second job because I have another job, so.
Do you have a second job?
Yes, I do.
And that just made Gordon want to help even more, so he brought back the Puerto Rican flair that was missing in the restaurant's decor and streamlined the menu, focusing it on serving Puerto Rican food that reminded the customers of home. After filming, Julio confirmed that they had added some items back to the menu at the request of regular customers while keeping the core of Gordon's changes in place. When the episode aired, Julio and Debbie turned the watch party into a ticketed event at $60 per person, which included appetizers, a cocktail social, and a toast after the episode finished. Things seemed to turn out well, with the restaurant holding a 4.1 star rating on Yelp across more than 100 reviews. They even began to offer catering services for weddings, corporate events, and private functions. But that drive wasn't able to save the restaurant. On April 10th, 2025, El Cantito put up a post on Facebook that stated that the cafe had permanently closed its doors on the 9th of April 2025, almost 3 years after the episode aired. The main reason for the closure is unknown, but for a restaurant that opened 5 days before a shutdown, they put in effort to make the best of it. Despite the siblings' perseverance, El Cantito still met its end, with the next restaurant centered on two people who stopped being able to share anything at all. South Brooklyn Foundry was a bar and restaurant on 3rd Avenue in the Bay Ridge neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. It was opened by two co-owners, Kelly and Ray, with Kelly running the front of the house and Ray running the kitchen. Over time, the restaurant began to fall into debt.
With dwindling business, not only has the Foundry become heavily in debt,
South Brooklyn Foundry has around $120,000 in debt.
And the communication between the owners broke down entirely.
I'm struggling. I'm the one that's struggling.
Go get another job.
Why do I gotta get another job? I put my life savings in here.
When Gordon walked into the restaurant in episode 8 and put in his order, the food that came was in no way pleasing.
It's okay. It's under-seasoned. It's somewhat bland. It's just not good enough.
After that meal, Gordon spoke to the co-owners, and he made the finances the first priority.
Help me out here. You're taking 70 grand a year. Is that right?
Yeah.
Why aren't you burdening 50% of that debt?
I got the vision, I got the concept. I've opened many places and I have other businesses.
What other business you have, Ray?
Pizzeria.
Gordon also discovers that Ray was hardly present at the business he claimed to co-own.
Ray, I think that since I signed up for this show is when you started coming in.
No.
Wow.
Yes.
No.
Wow.
No.
Gordon had seen where all the issues lay. Now he needed to see how the restaurant was run, and it was clouded by silent treatment.
5, is it coming out? Ray. Ray.
After Gordon figured out what exactly was wrong, he went further to address them. He addressed the relationship between the co-owners directly.
This business is in a crisis.
Why don't you just let me take over the business and I'll take the debt.
But Ray eventually decided to let the restaurant go.
He's gonna do, he's gonna go to the bank, he's gonna take all the money, I won't have any money.
He has control of the bank account?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk away. I'll walk away.
With Ray out of the way, Gordon made changes to the restaurant itself. He started by giving the restaurant's display a complete makeover, and then adjusted the menu into a highly attractive and delicious set of dishes. Soon after filming, Ray returned to the restaurant, stating that he now wants to be fully invested in the business. But his return could only do so much for the business. As of now, South Brooklyn Foundry is no longer operating because it shut its doors in July 2024, 8 months after the episode aired. According to the owners, they decided to shut down the restaurant due to conflicting visions about its future. More so, they held the show responsible for the closure, with Kelly describing it as the worst decision of her life. She said it completely drained them, and Ray, on the other hand, was upset by his portrayal on the show. South Brooklyn Foundry closed down because the people running it couldn't work past their differences, and the next restaurant was dealing with a version of the same challenge, except the story between its owners ran deeper. Max's Bar and Grill sits on Matilda Terrace in Long Branch, New Jersey, just steps from the Atlantic Ocean, and it has been open for 95 years. The restaurant was owned by Jennifer, who had to work with her ex-husband Jake, who was the kitchen manager. The frustration between them had become a constant presence inside the building, and it was affecting the staff, the service, and everything that came out of the kitchen.
This is a disaster. I can't stand working with my ex-wife.
Try not to overcook them because everybody gets upset.
I'm not happy to be here. If there was another option, I'd take it like in a heartbeat.
To make things even more awkward, Jake's girlfriend, Mary Kate, also worked at the restaurant and is always arguing with Jennifer.
I'm a bitch for telling you to do it. How do you I didn't call you a bitch. You called yourself a bitch.
When Gordon Ramsay arrived, he requested a few dishes, and when those dishes arrived, the sight alone was disheartening.
That is gross. There's more wrinkles in there than it is in my granddad, and he's been dead for 10 years.
After the meal, Gordon had a conversation with Jennifer and discovered how deep in the hole they really were.
I have to be honest. I mean, I'm, well over $1 million.
I'm in debt.
In debt.
With that, Gordon got to work. He turned the restaurant into an embodiment of confidence and reworked the food offering. After filming wrapped, the restaurant hosted a watch party when the episode aired and has remained active on social media and in the local community since filming. However, during the winter off-season, Max's operates with reduced hours from Thursday to Sunday, in line with the slower months at a beach town. When summer returns and Long Branch fills back up, the restaurant expands its schedule to match the demand. Nevertheless, Max's Bar and Grill is in business till today in Long Branch, New Jersey. The restaurant also seems to occasionally run live music, karaoke events, and community activities, including local toy drives. The beach town location that made the winters quiet is the same thing that makes the summers busy, and Max's Bar and Grill is still there to meet both. At Max's Bar and Grill, we saw firsthand how two individuals, despite a complicated history, can carve out a path forward. Meanwhile, the final restaurant on this list is run by an owner who refused to take time off to rest, even when it was clear that he needed a break. Diwan is an Indian restaurant and bar on Shore Road in Port Washington, a town on the north shore of Long Island in New York, and it has been operating for 35 years. It was a family-run restaurant owned by a husband and wife team, Bobby and Margaret, and they've gone above and beyond to keep the restaurant in business.
Keep Diwan afloat. We have dipped into our retirement savings.
We are not busy. We are not busy. We got to get busy. Since COVID, we put in about $100,000 a year.
But here's where it gets strange. Bobby had introduced a second concept called Loco, a Mexican restaurant operating out of the same kitchen as Diwan.
New food concepts.
I just wanted to see how different cuisines share with each other under one roof.
Leaving the diners confused.
Upon Gordon's arrival in episode 10, he evaluated both the Diwan and Loco concepts.
Sour cauliflower. Cauliflower just tastes like it's been cooked 3-4 days ago because it's soggy, but it's strange.
Following the tasting, Gordon spoke to the owners and gave them his conclusion.
The lack of authenticity. It doesn't taste anywhere near as special as it should do.
But Bobby believed that the customers were solely to blame for the restaurant's decline.
I feel the pinch because clientele is changing.
The problem is, Bobby, the business has gone. And the only person you're blaming are the customers. You're still serving the same food in that kitchen that you were back in 1989, and you're telling me that's still good enough to run this business. I'm not going to insult you, but I am going to tell you the truth. The customers have given up on you.
And one of the problems was that Bobby refused to take time off from the kitchen.
Now we have about 7.
And you're still cooking every day, and you have an executive chef by your side.
I must put in about 50 to 60 hours in the kitchen.
During service, Gordon observed that Bobby was doing everything on his own, despite the fact that he had 7 chefs, which made the food take time to be prepared.
Why aren't you taking over? Why is he doing everything?
Because that is how Bobby is. Give it, come on guys, please give it.
With dinner service ongoing, Gordon went through the restaurant's multiple freezers, only to find out that Bobby was hoarding food.
He's like a hoarder. I wonder what restaurant these were from. Honestly, is that? Oh no.
Shocked by what he saw, Gordon spoke to Bobby and made him see his wrong ways.
I'm a stubborn man, but I guess he's right that we are using this as a storage house. I feel a little low, little demoralized.
After that much-needed conversation, Gordon switched his attention to the restaurant. He gave the space a bright Indian renovation and clarified the menu, helping it concentrate on authentic Indian dishes. After filming, the owner made a decision that reflected how well he knew the people who had been coming to his restaurant for years. He brought much of the original Diwan menu back based on customer requests. Bobby was open about this decision and noted that he remained grateful for the experience, particularly for the renovation the show had provided. Also, Bobby appears to have taken a step back from the kitchen, leaving the restaurant in the hands of his staff. However, the Loco Mexican concept was subsequently listed as temporarily closed on Google, and the focus of the kitchen returned fully to what Diwan had always done best. As of 2026, Diwan is still open and serving customers in Port Washington, New York. It holds a 4.2 star rating on TripAdvisor and a 4.1 star rating on Yelp across more than 200 reviews, and those numbers say a lot about how far the restaurant has come.